It's not always easy and it doesn't happen overnight, but with a shift in mindset and some intentional effort, we can transform our lives in ways we never thought possible. The first step toward change is acknowledging where you are. It's important to take a moment to check in with yourself, to look honestly at your life and identify what's working and what's not. This might be uncomfortable at first, but it's necessary. If you want to grow, you can't move forward until you know where you stand. Once you've identified the areas that need improvement, you can start taking small steps to make real changes, but here's the thing, change doesn't always happen in huge leaps. Sometimes it's the small consistent actions that make the biggest impact. It's easy to get discouraged when we don't see immediate results, but true change is a process. It's about making one good choice after another, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The key is to stay committed, trust the process, and keep moving forward. No matter how small the steps may seem. One of the most powerful ways to initiate change in your life is by shifting your mindset. Our thoughts have a huge impact on our actions and outcomes. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't change or that you are stuck, you'll continue to stay in that mindset, but if you start believing that change is possible, that you have the power to transform your life, you'll begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Changing your mindset is about replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. It's about choosing to believe in your own potential and ability to create the life you want. A key part of changing your mindset is learning to embrace discomfort. We often resist change. It feels unfamiliar and the unknown can be intimidating, but growth only happens when we step outside of our comfort zones. It's in those uncomfortable moments that we learn the most about ourselves. When we push through fear, doubt, and uncertainty, we build resilience, strength, and confidence. Embracing discomfort is not about seeking out pain or struggle, but about accepting that growth requires effort and that's okay. In fact, it's essential for personal development. It's also important to let go of the idea that you need to have everything figured out. Life is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes confusing, but that's okay. You don't need to have all the answers to start making changes. In fact, some of the most powerful changes happen when we take imperfect action. The key is to start. You don't need to have a detailed plan or be sure of every step along the way. Just begin and trust that the next step will reveal itself as you go. Building new habits is another crucial aspect of creating lasting change. Our habits shape our lives, and if we want to transform ourselves, we have to change the way we approach daily life. This doesn't mean overhauling everything at once, but rather focusing on one habit at a time. Start small and build from there. Maybe it's waking up a little earlier, exercising regularly, or setting aside time for personal growth. Whatever it is, consistency is key. The more you practice a new habit, the more it becomes ingrained in your routine and eventually it becomes second nature. One of the most important habits to develop is self-discipline. Self-discipline is what keeps you on track. When motivation fades or when distractions arise, it's the ability to stay committed to your goals even when it's difficult. Developing self-discipline doesn't mean being perfect, but it means showing up consistently even when you don't feel like it. It's about prioritizing what matters most and saying no to the things that don't align with your goals. Another powerful tool for creating change is surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with have a huge impact on your mindset and behavior. If you are surrounded by people who are negative, doubtful, or unsupportive, it will be harder for you to create the changes you want in your life. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who are positive, motivated, and focused on growth, you'll be more likely to adopt those same attitudes and behaviors. Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you, and encourage you to be your best self. Their energy will rub off on you and you'll find it easier to stay focused on your goals. It's also important to practice self-compassion. During this process, change can be difficult, and it's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned, but beating yourself up will only make the process harder. Instead, treat yourself with kindness and patience. Recognize that setbacks are a natural part of the journey and don't let them discourage you. Every small step forward is progress, and even if you slip up, it doesn't mean you failed. It just means you are human and that's okay. Taking care of your mental and physical health is also essential when making lasting changes in your life. When you feel good physically, it's easier to stay motivated and focused on your goals. Regular exercise, eating well and getting enough sleep all contribute to a healthier mind and body. When you are feeling good physically, you have more energy, clarity, and resilience to handle life's challenges. Taking care of yourself isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for personal growth and transformation. At the same time, it's important to nurture your emotional health as well. Your emotions are powerful, and learning to manage them can greatly impact your ability to make lasting changes. This doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring your emotions, but rather learning to respond to them in a healthy way. When you are able to process your emotions without being overwhelmed by them, you'll be better equipped to handle the ups and downs that come with creating change as you begin to make changes in your life. Remember that progress is not always linear. There will be days when you feel like you are moving forward and other days when it feels like you've taken 2 steps back. This is all part of the process. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Instead, use them as opportunities to learn and grow. Remember that change takes time and the small steps you take today will lead to big results down the road. Change is also about being adaptable. Life is constantly shifting and the path to your goals may not always be straightforward. Sometimes you'll encounter unexpected detours and that's okay. The key is to remain flexible and open to new possibilities. If you hit a roadblock, don't give up. Find another way. Being adaptable means being willing to pivot when necessary without losing sight of your end goal. In the end, change is about believing in yourself. It's about trusting that you have the strength, resilience, and ability to create the life you want. When you believe in your own potential, you unlock a whole new world of possibilities. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances and start seeing yourself as the creator of your own destiny. Change is possible for everyone and it starts with a decision. The decision to take control of your life, to shift your mindset, and to take action toward the person you want to become. The power to change is within you, and the journey begins with just one step. Chapter 17, The Power of Visualization, Creating Your Future. When you think about progress, it's easy to get stuck on the idea that it should happen quickly or all at once. Society often makes it seem like success is instantaneous. Like one day you are just going to wake up and everything will be perfect, but the reality is far different. Progress is often slow and it's built on consistent effort over time. What makes a person truly successful isn't just one breakthrough moment. It's the daily actions, the choices made over and over again that lead to long-lasting change. This process requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to face challenges head-on even when it seems like things are moving at a crawl. One of the most important things to realize in this process is that success doesn't come from some magical moment of inspiration. It's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect time. Success is about taking responsibility for your own life and taking control of your actions no matter what happens around you. It's about knowing that you have the power to choose what you do each day and that those choices, even the smallest ones, can have a huge impact over time. People often look for a quick fix, but real change happens when you stop looking for shortcuts and start committing to the work that needs to be done. This is where real transformation begins. At times, the path to progress can feel unclear. You might feel like you are putting in effort without seeing the results you expect, but that's part of the process. It's easy to think that if you don't see immediate results, your efforts are useless. However, results often time. In fact, they usually take longer than we expect, but if you continue to show up, even when you are not seeing the fruits of your labor, things will begin to shift. This is why consistency is key. If you stop trying, you stop learning. If you keep pushing through the doubts and setbacks, progress will eventually reveal itself. The truth is that most people give up too soon. When they hit a roadblock or face a challenge, they assume it's a sign to stop, but the people who succeed are the ones who keep going. Even when it's difficult, they don't wait for everything to fall into place. They make it fall into place, and the only way to do that is to keep going step by step, day after day. The small victories you achieve along the way add up, and before you know it, the person you've become is someone you can be proud of. One thing that can make this process even more challenging is the noise around us. We live in a world full of distractions, with so many people trying to tell us how to live our lives. It can be tempting to listen to others' opinions, to let them tell us what success looks like and what it should feel like, but true success comes from within. It's about creating a vision for your life and sticking to it. No matter what anyone else says, others may have their own definition of success, but that doesn't mean it should be your definition too. Your life, your journey is yours to create, and that starts with choosing what you want and committing to it, no matter how hard it might seem in the beginning. When you stop trying to measure your progress by other people's standards, you'll start to see how much you've actually accomplished. Instead of constantly looking outside yourself for validation, focus on what you've done for yourself. Celebrate the small wins even if they seem insignificant at the time. These are the moments that add up to create real transformation. It's not about comparing your journey to someone else's. It's about looking at where you started and recognizing how far you've come. Sometimes it's easy to get discouraged by the work ahead. The road to success isn't always clear-cut, and there will be times when it feels like you are not getting anywhere. This is when most people quit, but here's the thing. Even in those moments when you feel like giving up, keep going, keep taking the small steps that will eventually lead you to your goal. It's important to remind yourself that you are not expected to know everything, and you are not expected to have all the answers right now. Life is a series of steps, some small and some large, and each one brings you closer to where you want to be. What's essential to remember during this process is that you don't need to do it all alone. Support from others can be a game changer. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, challenge you, and help you stay focused on your goals. Find those who believe in your potential and let their energy fuel your own. No one achieves success in a vacuum. It takes a community of like-minded people who are committed to growth and progress. These are the people who will pick you up when you are down, remind you of your strengths when you forget, and celebrate with you when you reach milestones. Another crucial element of progress is resilience. Life will throw challenges your way. Things won't always go according to plan, but how you respond to those challenges will determine your success. If you get knocked down, it's important to get back up. If something doesn't work out, learn from it and move forward. Resilience isn't about avoiding setbacks. It's about learning to keep going in spite of them. The more resilient you are, the less likely you are to be discouraged by failure. You'll learn from it, adapt, and continue moving forward. As you continue on this journey, it's also important to take care of your mental and physical health. Progress isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart, taking breaks when needed, getting enough rest and giving your body the care it deserves are all key to sustaining long-term success. When you neglect your health, it's easy to burn out, but when you prioritize self-care, you set yourself up for continued growth. A healthy mind and body are the foundation upon which success is built. Without them, it's nearly impossible to keep pushing forward. Another part of progress that often gets overlooked is gratitude. It's easy to focus on what you don't have, what you've yet to achieve or what's not going right, but practicing gratitude allows you to appreciate where you are right now in this moment. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. When you are grateful for what you have, you create a mindset of abundance that will attract more of what you want into your life. Take a moment each day to reflect on what you are thankful for and notice how that simple practice can change your outlook on life. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey. There's always something to be grateful for. Throughout this entire process, it's essential to trust the timing of your life. We often want things to happen on our own timeline, but that's not how it works. Things will unfold in their own time and sometimes it takes longer than we expect, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. Patience is an important part of progress. It's about trusting that what's meant for you will come when the time is right. Keep showing up, keep doing the work and trust that everything is falling into place. When you do this, you'll find that progress doesn't have to be forced. It happens naturally as long as you keep taking the next step, no matter how small it may seem. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about the journey. The person you become along the way is the real reward. The work you put in, the lessons you learn and the growth you experience are all what matter most. The more you focus on enjoying the process and embracing every step, the more fulfillment you'll find along the way. So stay focused, keep pushing forward and trust that progress is happening even when it feels like it's not. With every day, you are getting closer to the person you are always meant to become. Chapter 18, The Importance of Rest. Why recovery fuels progress. Success isn't about the big dramatic moments that people often talk about. It's not about waiting for a sudden breakthrough or for things to magically fall into place. Real success is built on the everyday choices we make and the habits we form over time. These small actions might not seem like much in the moment, but when you look back, they add up to something much greater than you could have imagined. It's about showing up every single day no matter what and doing the work even when it feels difficult or when the results aren't immediately visible. The truth is, success is much more about the process than the outcome. It's about the person you become while working toward your goals, not just the goals themselves. The real power in success comes from the way you handle the ordinary moments, the routine actions and the small decisions you make. Day after day, success doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of taking responsibility for your life, deciding what you want and putting in the consistent work to make it happen. It doesn't matter how many times you fall or how many obstacles get in your way. What matters is whether or not you choose to keep going. So often we get caught up in the idea that success should come easily or that it should be quick, but the real question is, are you willing to put in the work even when things don't seem to be moving forward as fast as you'd like? Consistency is everything. The work you put in today doesn't always yield immediate rewards. Sometimes you won't see the benefits of your efforts right away. You might even question whether what you are doing is making a difference, but when you keep pushing forward even in the absence of instant results, that's when things start to click. Day after day, action after action, your efforts compound and build on each other. It's like planting seeds and waiting for them to grow. You don't see the plant sprouting immediately, but with time it begins to emerge. The same principle applies to your life. Every effort you make, no matter how small, is contributing to the bigger picture. Over time you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Patience is essential in this process. You may have heard people talk about delayed gratification, and it's a concept that really holds up when you put in the work and resist the urge for instant rewards. You allow yourself to grow in ways that would be impossible if you were focused solely on the end result. When you choose to stay patient and trust that your efforts will eventually pay off, you build a deeper level of resilience and discipline within yourself. It's easy to give up when things aren't happening as fast as you'd like, but the people who succeed are the ones who keep going. Even when progress feels slow, they understand that it's not about how fast you move, but about moving consistently in the right direction. But even when things are moving slowly, it's important to celebrate the small wins. The progress you make, no matter how tiny, is still progress. Don't wait until you've reached the finish line to celebrate your achievements. The act of celebrating these little victories will help you stay motivated and remind you that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. It's the small wins that make the big moments so meaningful. If you constantly focus on what's ahead, you risk missing the joy that comes from where you are right now. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small, and keep your eyes on the progress you are making. It's also vital to recognize that success doesn't come without challenges. Life is full of setbacks, disappointments, and obstacles. There will be moments when you question whether you are on the right path or whether it's even worth continuing. These moments are inevitable, and they don't mean you are failing. They simply mean you are human. What matters most is how you respond to these challenges. Do you give up at the first sign of difficulty, or do you push through, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity to grow? If you can shift your perspective on failure, you'll begin to see it as a necessary part of the journey. Failure isn't the end. It's a stepping stone to success. Each time you fail, you gain valuable lessons that you can use to improve and move forward. It's also essential to recognize the importance of self-belief. Many people get discouraged when things don't go according to plan and they start doubting themselves, but if you don't believe in your ability to succeed, you'll never reach your full potential. Confidence doesn't come from always winning. It comes from knowing that no matter what happens, you have the strength to keep going. It's about having faith in yourself even when things are tough. You might not have all the answers or know exactly how things will turn out, but as long as you keep moving forward with conviction, you'll be on the right track. Belief in yourself is the foundation of everything you'll achieve. Without it, no amount of hard work or effort will get you where you want to go. Success also requires sacrifice. There are things you'll have to give up along the way, whether it's comfort, time, or other opportunities, but the sacrifices you make are not in vain. They are investments in your future. Every time you choose to put in the work, even when it's difficult, you are investing in yourself. Every decision you make to push forward is one step closer to your goal. It's easy to get distracted by what others are doing or by the things you think you are missing out on, but remember that every sacrifice you make is a step toward creating the life you want. If you want to achieve something great, you have to be willing to pay the price. Another important factor in success is consistency. It's one of those qualities that might seem simple, but it's often the hardest to maintain. Consistency means doing the things you need to do even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and staying focused on your goals. Consistency doesn't mean doing everything perfectly. It just means that you keep going even when you don't feel motivated or when things are hard. It's the people who are consistent who eventually see the results they want. If you keep working on your goals, even when you are not seeing immediate results, you will eventually start to see progress. It may take time, but the key is to stay consistent and trust that the work you are putting in will eventually pay off. Finally, as you continue on your journey, remember that success is not an isolated event. It's a result of your daily actions, the habits you form and the choices you make. It's about showing up, doing the work and believing in your ability to succeed no matter what. There's no secret formula or shortcut to success. It's about being willing to put in the time, the effort, and the sacrifices required to achieve your goals, and when you keep moving forward, even when things are difficult, that's when you'll see the results. Progress might be slow, but as long as you keep going, you are moving in the right direction. Trust the process and believe in your journey. Success is built one step at a time and every step counts. Chapter 19, Mindfulness: Living Fully in the Present Moment. The journey toward personal growth and success often feels like an endless climb. Every step feels difficult. Every move requires effort, and sometimes it might even seem like you are not making any progress at all, but the reality is that each small step you take matters more than you think. The key to understanding success is recognizing that it's not just about achieving the end goal, it's about the process and the lessons you learn along the way. The small victories that feel insignificant at the time are the things that will build up over time and carry you toward your ultimate destination. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to embrace the process rather than focusing solely on the outcome. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of what success should look like, to get fixated on a specific end goal. However, when you are solely driven by the desire to reach the finish line, you miss out on the importance of the journey itself. The path is where growth happens, not just at the destination, and by the time you get where you think you want to be, you'll often realize that the journey transformed you in ways you never expected. Every struggle, every challenge, every obstacle you face on the way is shaping you into the person you need to be to handle success. One of the biggest hurdles in life is learning how to trust the process, especially when it doesn't seem like you are getting anywhere. There will be days when you feel like nothing is moving forward, like everything you are doing is for nothing on those days. It's crucial to remind yourself that growth isn't always visible. Sometimes the changes happening inside you are subtle and they don't always show up as external results right away. The hard work you put in now may not pay off immediately, but it's building the foundation for the person you are becoming. Even on days when progress feels slow or even non-existent, you are still moving forward. Success isn't just about taking action. It's also about what you do when things aren't going according to plan. In life, things don't always go the way you expect and you can't control everything, but what you can control is your response to those situations. When things fall apart or when things get hard, you have the power to choose how you react. The best way to handle life's challenges is to stay committed to your goals and trust that the hard work you are doing today will pay off eventually. If you give up the moment things get tough, you'll never experience the growth that comes from pushing through those moments. Success comes not just from the wins, but from the resilience to keep going even when the path seems impossible. Building resilience is one of the most important aspects of success. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about learning to overcome them. The truth is, you will face challenges. Everyone does, but it's the ability to stand firm in the face of adversity that makes the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who give up. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to get stronger and to grow. When you face obstacles, don't see them as roadblocks. Instead, see them as stepping stones. Every time you push through a challenge, you build the resilience you need to face even bigger challenges in the future. Life won't always be easy, but with the right mindset, you can face anything that comes your way. One of the most powerful tools in life is consistency. Success isn't about one big moment. It's about the small things you do every day, the daily habits, the small decisions, the choices you make without even thinking about them. They all add up. Most people focus on big dramatic changes, but true progress is often made in the quiet moments when you are doing the work without any fanfare. The key to staying consistent is to make your daily actions align with your goals. If you want to be successful, you have to do the things that are necessary to get there day in and day out. Whether you feel like it or not, it's the people who keep showing up, who keep doing the work, who eventually see the results. Success doesn't happen overnight, but if you consistently make progress, even if it's small, you will get closer to your goals each day. Another critical aspect of success is the ability to stay patient. Patience is not just about waiting. It's about maintaining the discipline to keep working while you wait for the results to come. We live in a world where everything seems instant. We're used to getting what we want quickly, but real success doesn't work that way. You have to wait for things to happen, and that takes patience, but patience doesn't mean sitting idly by and hoping for the best. It means continuing to work toward your goals, knowing that the results will come in due time. Patience is about trust. Trust in the process and trust in yourself. You have to believe that the work you are putting in now is leading you somewhere even if you can't see the destination clearly yet. It's also important to understand that success is often messy. It's not a straight path from where you are to where you want to be. It's filled with twists, turns, and unexpected detours. You may find that you are not always on the right path, and that's okay. Mistakes are part of the journey. In fact, they are often the most valuable part. When you mess up, when things don't go as planned, you gain insight and knowledge that will help you move forward. The key is to never stop learning from your experiences. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow and improve, and every setback can teach you something you didn't know before. The most successful people are often the ones who have failed the most, but they didn't let those failures stop them. They learned from them and used them as stepping stones towards success. Another factor that plays a significant role in success is mindset. The way you think about your challenges and your goals will largely determine your ability to succeed. If you view obstacles as insurmountable barriers, you'll find it much harder to push through, but if you view them as opportunities for growth, you'll be able to keep going. Even when things get tough, your mindset shapes your actions and your actions shape your results. If you believe you can achieve something, you'll be much more likely to do the work required to make it happen. On the other hand, if you doubt yourself, it'll be much harder to find the motivation to keep going. Cultivating a positive growth-oriented mindset is one of the most important steps you can take toward achieving your goals. Lastly, it's crucial to remember that success is not a solo journey. You don't have to do everything on your own. The people you surround yourself with can have a profound impact on your success. Surrounding yourself with like-minded, supportive people who encourage your growth can help keep you motivated and focused. Building a network of people who share your values and your goals can provide you with valuable insights, advice, and encouragement along the way. Having a support system can also help you stay accountable to your goals and remind you of your purpose. When things get tough, it's easy to lose sight of your vision when you are working alone, but when you have a strong network of people around you, it becomes much easier to stay focused and keep moving forward. Success is not about a final destination. It's about the ongoing process of growth, learning, and improvement. It's about the actions you take each day and the mindset you adopt as you move toward your goals. While the road to success might not always be easy, the reward comes not just in reaching the end, but in the person you become along the way. Keep going, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. The journey may be long, but each step you take gets you closer to where you want to be. Chapter 20, Lifelong Growth. The journey never ends. The concept of success is something everyone thinks about at some point in their life, but it often feels like a distant, unattainable goal. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of what success looks like for others, to feel overwhelmed by the image of perfection that society pushes onto us, but the truth is, success doesn't look the same for everyone, and the path to it isn't always as clear-cut as it might seem. Success isn't about achieving some external standard. It's about aligning your actions with your own values and goals and having the discipline to see them through. It's about setting a course that makes sense for you and following through with it regardless of how many obstacles you face along the way. There's a misconception that success happens suddenly in one big moment, but that's not how it works. Success is built day by day, step by step, through the choices you make in each moment. It's the commitment to your purpose and the consistency of your actions that matter most. The small things, the things that often go unnoticed, are often the things that make the biggest difference in the long run. Whether it's taking time to learn a new skill, pushing yourself to do a little more than you did yesterday, or staying committed to your goals. Even when the going gets tough, those small actions add up over time. The process of becoming successful doesn't happen overnight. It's important to understand that achieving something worthwhile takes time. There's no shortcut, no quick fix. Success comes with patience and perseverance. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen immediately, but the key is to stay focused on the bigger picture each day, that you continue moving forward, even if it's just a small step is progress, and over time those small steps lead to bigger, more significant achievements. If you are truly committed to success, you have to learn how to push through the hard times. Everyone faces challenges, and at times the obstacles in front of you may seem insurmountable. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you feel like quitting would be easier than continuing, but these are the moments that define you. These are the moments that show whether or not you are willing to put in the work, whether or not you are willing to keep going even when it feels like nothing is happening. The greatest achievements often come from the ability to stay resilient in the face of adversity, to keep going, even when the finish line seems so far away. One of the hardest lessons to learn in the pursuit of success is the importance of failure. So many people fear failure that they avoid taking risks, staying in their comfort zones where they feel safe, but the reality is that failure isn't something to be feared. Failure is simply a lesson in disguise. It teaches you what doesn't work and gives you the opportunity to adjust your approach. It's through failure that we learn, grow, and become better versions of ourselves. The most successful people have all faced failure. They didn't let it stop them. Instead, they used it as motivation to push forward, to try again, and to ultimately achieve their goals. Another key to success is learning to focus on what's within your control in life. There will always be things that are outside of your influence. You can't control the economy. You can't control the weather, and you can't always control other people's actions. What you can control is your response. Success comes from consistently making the best choices within your own sphere of influence. When you focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your discipline, you free yourself from the frustration of to change things that are beyond your reach. You can't control everything, but you can control how you respond to whatever life throws at you. Part of this is accepting that things won't always go according to plan. Life doesn't always follow the script we've written for it, and that's okay. Sometimes the path you are on takes unexpected turns and you are forced to adapt. Rather than seeing these changes as setbacks, try to embrace them as opportunities. Each time you find yourself faced with an unexpected challenge, take a moment to assess the situation and adjust your plan accordingly. Flexibility is key in success. It's not about being rigid or stubborn. It's about being adaptable enough to make the best out of any situation. Success isn't just about hard work though. It's also about maintaining the right mindset. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. If you approach life with a positive attitude, you'll see opportunities where others see obstacles. If you approach your goals with determination, you'll find a way to make them happen. Your mindset will shape your ability to succeed. This means that every day you need to work on cultivating a mindset that supports your goals and aligns with your values. The more you focus on the positives and stay committed to your purpose, the easier it becomes to overcome the challenges you face. While a positive mindset is crucial, it's also important to surround yourself with people who support and encourage your growth. The people you spend your time with have a profound impact on your mindset and your ability to succeed. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity or people who don't believe in your goals, it'll be much harder to stay motivated. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who lift you up, who push you to be better and who share your vision, it becomes easier to stay on track. Choose your circle carefully. Surround yourself with those who will encourage you, challenge you, and celebrate your success. Success also requires self-discipline. It's one thing to have goals, but it's another to actually take the steps required to achieve them. Discipline is the ability to stay focused, to keep working even when you don't feel like it, and to stay committed to your purpose. Despite distractions, it's easy to get sidetracked by the things that feel good in the moment, but those things won't help you reach your goals. Discipline means the hard things that move you closer to where you want to be. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes to stay on track and make progress every day. In addition to discipline, you also need to develop a strong sense of responsibility. Success is not about waiting for things to happen. It's about taking ownership of your life and your choices. If you want to achieve your goals, you have to take full responsibility for the actions that get you there. This means no excuses, no blaming others, and no waiting for the perfect circumstances. It means taking action no matter how small and making the most of every opportunity. The more you take responsibility for your own success, the more control you have over your future. There's no one-size-fits-all formula for success, but the common thread among those who achieve it is a relentless commitment to their goals. Success requires a clear vision, a strong sense of purpose, and a willingness to do whatever it takes to achieve what you want. It's not about luck or chance. It's about hard work, discipline, and a mindset that refuses to quit. And while success might take time, effort, and sacrifice, the rewards are worth it. Every step you take brings you closer to becoming the person you want to be. Success isn't a destination. It's a journey, and every day you continue moving forward, you are getting one step closer to your goals.